welcome to this video. Neil and I are doing our annual Yoseka 2024 Wrapped video.
Wow.
Around this time of the year, my brain tends to think that it's already the next year because we're talking so much about planners and calendars for the remaining last few months.
We've been using 2025.
2025. So in my mind, we're already wrapping up 2025, but that's not right. This is the 2024 Wrapped video, and it's a fun little video that Neil and I like to do each year where we just look back on the year and talk about some of our favorite moments, our highlights, and how they relate to kind of the goals that we set out in the beginning of the year. So let's get started.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so I love preparing for this video because it's like a trip down memory lane. But in order to prepare for this video, I looked at our Instagram feed, all of the YouTube uploads that we did this year. I looked through my planner. I looked through our catching up videos, all of our newsletters, and I just looked through like basically the entire year. And it's a lot of fun.
A lot of things,
One of the first videos that we did this year was actually explaining our 2024 goals.
Yeah, we've been doing that every year.
Yeah. Well, actually, no, this is the first time we've done a video to really explain it this year. Yeah, and we did that this year.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That was brave of us because what if we didn't actually accomplish those goals?
Yeah, that was a big. Yeah. Luckily we did.
I think we did. We did. And I can say that now. But I can only say that now after looking back on the year.
But sometimes it's like you gotta, the power of habit is you gotta write it down.
Yeah, you have to, and you have to say you're gonna do it. To do it.
Yeah, to do it. You have to declare it.
Yeah. So it's a very powerful exercise, and we definitely did it this past year. So in 2024, at the beginning of the year, Neil and I set out on 3 goals.
Yeah, 3 goals.
The first goal was to make more stationery events that bring the stationery community closer together. Our second goal of the year was to make more YouTube videos. That was actually one of our goals from the previous year, was to make more videos, but we wanted to make even more videos this year, specifically with the goal of kind of bringing our in-store experience to like the wider stationery community.
And that's where we are right now.
Oh yeah, this is our store. We've been talking a lot this year about how like our goal of the store, of having our whole testing experience in store, is to bring people closer to stationery and bring stationery closer to people. And how do we kind of do that through not just in store, because not everyone can come to our store all the time, but how do we do that through our videos that we make, which are a big investment of time, and how do we do that through our social media? And so that was one of the goals that we wanted to do this year, work towards this year, is just use our videos and our platform to bring stationery closer to all of you guys and the stationery community.
Right, and then to add on to that, when we help a customer in store, it started with a conversation. And it's a mix of education and a lot of knowing what person likes and finding out the personal stationery that they love. And a lot of time people make friends in store because our setup encourage people to make conversation, interact with each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so how do we bring that?
Right, that element
to online. Yeah. So a lot of videos that you see is like what our team, what they're excited to share you, and how do we also educate people on different stationery. And most importantly, how do you make friends or bring this interest by sharing what you love to other people too.
So that was our goal number 2. And then our third goal was to collaborate and make partnerships with more brands and people in the stationery community whose work we love and believe in. So those were the 3 goals that we set out to accomplish in the beginning of the year that Neil and I talked a lot about. And let's talk about some of the numbers.
Yeah.
In our wrapped videos, what we usually do is I go through the goals and then I count up like all of the things that we did to the end of that goal.
Right. It's like Spotify rap.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were inspired by. Yeah. This is not an original idea.
Right, not the original idea.
Yeah. So the first figure, the first number is just one.
Okay.
The number of events that we did this year to bring the stationery community closer together is just one. But I will say it was a big event and it took a whole year for us to work on. Yeah. We did Stationery Fest this year. Yeah. Wow. What a crazy time that was. I don't even remember exactly, but we announced it in January, actually. We announced in January that we would be doing Stationery Fest, and I think it was literally just us thinking about these goals that we had for this year, and just thinking about like, oh, how are we gonna do all of these things? And Stationery Fest became like the very clear answer for that. Just one major event that would allow us to kind of do all three of our goals at once, because the community element of Stationery Fest was a really important element for us. We really wanted to bring people together, and we definitely saw that happen throughout Stationery Fest, even in the months leading up to Stationery Fest, like people getting excited for it. And then through Stationery Fest, we were able to meet and partner up with so many people in the stationery community, so many brands of the stationery community that we had never worked with before. Some of them were TSL. Yeah. Working with TSL was really, really amazing. Yeah. Working with Brad Dowdy, who I had never met before, Pen Addict, and him just approaching us and saying like, how do I support this event that you guys are doing? That was really, really amazing. So just like stuff like that coming out of Stationery Fest, seeing so much of that was really magical and a really cool way of seeing the community come together, support each other, and come together just to like celebrate the fun of stationery, essentially.
Yeah, and then part of that is like, it's not exactly the collaboration that we typically do with just brand with a product. This time it's like, it's a much broader sense that how do everyone come together to make this event successful for the community. And the collaboration that we put a lot of effort in, such as like, a video, Brad doing an interview with the brand to make that happen.
Yeah. It was a very moving experience for me to be able to see that and to experience those 3 days of all of the work that we put together and all of it kind of coming together in those 3 days and just being so amazing the way it was. So thank you all for being part of that. So that's one number.
Wow, that was a big one. That's a big one. I think that took out
it took up most of our year.
But it's like, it's good to just focus on that one big project.
Our second goal was to make more videos to bring stationery closer to people and kind of share our in-store experience, like what happens in store, as much as possible to online as well, and kind of like it kind of share this like interaction that happens in store with people who are just getting into this hobby for the first time. And to that end, I have a great number, not one. So this past year, we actually, I was so impressed. We made 241 YouTube videos.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that's really crazy.
That is like, isn't work days is only 200 days?
That's true. I wasn't even thinking about the work days. Because it's like 52 weeks and 5 work days. 250. Yeah. So it's about like one a work day, or one Monday to Friday, weekday. Yeah.
Wow.
And that is up from last year's number, which was actually pretty impressive, I think, on its own, 149. So in 2023, we made 149 videos, and in 2024, we made 241 YouTube videos. So I'm so proud to share that number. And looking back on some of the videos that we did this year, I think we did, like, what we were trying to share before is that, like, we get inspired a lot about video ideas and like stationery by just conversations that we have with customers in store. So we kind of went back to just very simple questions that we get asked by customers in store all the time. So we did videos like recommending the top 5 Japanese planners, or the top 4 beginner fountain pens that we love, or like the most common fountain pen mistakes that people made, and things like that that come up in conversation all the time in store that we probably sometimes forget about, but because we have these conversations in store, we're like reminded that like, oh, a lot of people actually have these questions all the time. So we tried to do a lot of videos based on just real questions and conversations that we get asked in the store. We also did a lot more like explained and niblog videos. We did Lamy 2000 niblog. We did King of Pen niblog.
Because we do get that question in store too, because people want to try them in person. And to see how they write. But it's really limited in store to just one person. So niblog as well as the video helps everyone compare them side by side. I personally get a lot out of these videos too, because I learn a lot about each brand, and just through doing the research for each brand, preparing for each video, I feel like I learn a lot, and it helps me to bring more to the conversations that I have with customers in store as well. Yeah, you do. You're becoming an expert. Each video.
Well,
every video takes Davey
I
at
wouldn't
least
call
a week
myself
or
an
2 weeks.
expert, but I do my best to get the research and to like find out the information, and I have fun doing it. So I welcome the opportunity. It's a really fun part of my job. And then obviously, along with our YouTube videos, we also did a lot of vlogs in store, like with our team, because I think that is a part of the community element that we like to share, is that, you know, our team is brought together by their passion for stationery, and it's like our team members get so excited about stationery. It's so cute to see, like every day at lunch, like people are just like looking at each other's like newly acquired pens and just talking about stationery. They really get truly very excited, and
people love.
You think that like you might get a little sick of it working around stationery all day, but you don't.
It's also like, you know, everyone has like, well, the other day someone has membership of another store.
Right.
It's like totally understandable. Because like there's a lot more out there.
Right.
Not just from our store.
Exactly. So I think we're constantly inspired by our team's like passion and their energy and their love for stationery, and the vlogs are just kind of like one way that we like to share a little bit of that. And then that's the YouTube videos. It's been a really fun year of YouTube videos. Let us know, you know, which ones you like the best, because we'll definitely continue to keep making those. And if you have more requests for any particular kind of YouTube video, we'll try to work that into our 2025 goals too.
Please share.
Okay, more on content. We also created a lot of short videos. So this past year, let me see, we actually made 158 reels.
Oh my God.
Like short form videos.
That's a lot.
So that's up from 117.
Oh, okay.
And last year we had one viral video, which we talked about.
Do we have any viral this year?
We had a lot. So I was talking to Ashley, because Ashley makes all of our viral videos. And last year, you and I were getting into a debate about what viral is exactly. Here at Yoseka, we have a very humble definition of viral. It's just any video that hits a million views. But like in the grand scheme of like TikTok, it's probably not actually viral.
It's like, you know, it's like the smallest viral.
Right. It's a baby viral video for us. But I was sharing it with Ashley and I was saying she did amazing because first of all, she does all of those videos.
Yeah.
She doesn't make every reel, like the whole team contributes to reels, but all of the viral ones are all Ashley somehow.
Wow.
Yeah. So she made 4 this year.
Yeah.
The first one was that pencil sharpener, the round, the German.
Oh, yes.
What is that one called?
It's like a lead sharpener.
Lead sharpener, yeah.
It's like an old school lead sharpener.
Yeah.
So you use like a sandpaper to sharpen the very tip. So it doesn't really break. So you can be very gentle. It's for color pencil.
Yeah, so that one was the first one. The second one was Nini P.
Oh, Nini P, wow.
She did a video on Nini P, which is like a felt tip marker with a very weird going like this.
Yeah.
And then the third one was the Faber-Castell Perfect Pencil.
Oh, wow, yes.
Yeah. And then the fourth one was the Conmido ring leaf.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she's done a lot this year, and I was telling her that, and I think she was really proud of herself too because she works hard on those.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard because we do spend a lot of time making them.
Yeah.
Come up with the idea, come up writing the script.
And
making it, and the result is very real.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
and it's unpredictable.
Yeah. So it's like the process is very important.
Right.
It's good to try.
Yeah.
It's very important to try.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like we have to make sure people are not getting defeated.
Right.
For when they see the.
Well, I think an important part of that is just keeping it fun.
Yeah, making it fun.
Just keeping it fun, and I think
that
that we do just like to have fun with the short, especially the short content. Because otherwise you can really, if you pour so much of your energy and time into it, and then you don't get like the views that you're going for, sometimes it can be defeating. But
right.
We try not to think about that too much.
Yeah. So, I think, Ashley, that's very impressive.
Ashley's got something. I don't know what it is.
I remember the first viral video.
Yeah.
Well, the first 1 million. New video was just Ashley showing the parallel pen.
Right, but then we kind of that was just
that was out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
And that was interesting because we shoot it for a minute.
Right.
And then we just uploaded it.
Right. It was so casual. It was it was just no script, not a lot of editing, and it just went. So it just goes to show you never know.
Yeah, and I think Ashley is destined to create.
Wow.
Viral content.
She's just gonna be famous, TikTok famous, our little Ashley.
Yeah.
So that's for the videos. And then to go back to our goals, the third goal was to collaborate and work with brands and people in the stationery community that we love and that we believe in. So this past year we did 6 collaborations, but the 6 collaborations are like physical products, but if I wasn't counting just physical products, I think it would be a lot more collaborations and just people that we got to work with on things at Stationery Fest that we got to get close with, develop a relationship with, learn about, form friendships with, and that was very, very special for me.
Yeah, that definitely, aside from the actual product, like Hobonichi, for example, like they had such a great event and presence at Stationery Fest.
Right.
That for me is a collaboration that we did together to make for the goal that we can bring more stationery to people.
Right.
And actually just communicating with individual brands to overall reaching that goal together is actually very special.
Yeah, so really grateful for the opportunities that we were able to have through Stationery Fest, I think. But the 6 collaborations that we did have this year were first with TSL, the Superior Labor. We had our petite bag, our petite engineer bag, which was really, really cool. And then obviously all of the workshops at Stationery Fest with TSL. And just talk about TSL, like, I don't know, we got to know Yoshimi, Makoto, and Esther Molina, who works really closely with them and really develop friendships that I think we'll have forever. It was so cool to get to know them better and get to know how much they believe in their like analog philosophy.
Yeah.
Very inspiring.
Right.
We got to work with Blackwing
Oh, yes.
at Stationery Fest. We
Right.
made a pencil
Yeah.
to commemorate Stationery Fest with Blackwing, which was so cool. And they were so great to work with, so fun to work with. We got to work with Sailor, obviously,
Yeah.
on our confetti pen.
Yeah.
We got to work with Robert Oster, which is a new brand that we had this year. And to be able to make an ink color with Robert was really cool. And to see how involved he himself is in the process of making his inks is very inspirational, especially for a company that's had such a wide reach in the stationery community. And we got to work with one of our best friends, Ame, so closely throughout the year. I think like we worked with Ame so much on Stationery Fest planning. She worked on she helped us with our logo, our designs, and then we released a little collection with Ame as well, which was really cool because you know, when you work with an independent artist, it's a little bit different from working with a big brand like Sailor, right? Because you're also supporting that artist in that way. So it was really meaningful for us to be able to work with and support Ame, who is such a beautiful human being. And then last but not least, we worked with a really cool brand, Fine Rating International, who we have a long history with, and we released our Year of the Dragon pen with them.
Yeah, that was special too.
Really special.
Yeah, that one is not related to Stationery Fest.
Right.
That pen is reminding us the years when we were in Sunnyside, our original location, and now it's no longer there. And Fine Writing was one of the brand that really where we set out to be, like talking about the brand history as well as including Taiwanese brands, and it was one of the pens that we carried for a few years. They discontinued.
Right. Yeah. So it was really cool to be able to revive that pen and like see our logo on that pen, actually. So we had 6 collaborations this year, all of which were super meaningful and kind of helped us either establish or like further support a brand or someone in the stationery community that really, really means a lot to us in some way. So yeah, these collaborations mean a lot to us at Yoseka, and I think we think a lot about the brands that we want to collaborate with, and you know who we want to work with next is something that we're thinking a lot about for 2025 as well. Yeah. So I think that those are like the main numbers, the stats that I wanted to go through for our 2024 Wrapped.
Yeah, and we did it? Did we do it? You did.
What do you mean? Didn't we do it?
Yeah, we did it.
What? But one other thing that we did this year that I wanted to squeeze in, we squeezed it into the end of the year, is we actually worked on a website update.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, nice. So it doesn't relate exactly to, I didn't think that we would be doing that this year, to be honest. It's something that we've had at the back of our minds. And Neil is a software engineer, so I think...
Used to.
Oh,
yeah.
You still are. You still have the brain of a software engineer. So I think there's not a day that goes by where he's not thinking about something on the website he wants to fix, because it's so innate to him. Yeah. So we did that, and I don't know, like, do you think it does kind of meet our goals in some way? So
one of the things I like to think about our website is actually when we first started writing our product description, we always set out to find a little more about a brand. There's always about brand, especially for a new one. We ask our team to research, so it's something we can share. Usually you meet someone who can share that story with you in store because that person worked on that description, right? So for our online product description and the web page, now we have the ability to include like YouTube videos as well as things that's related to the product that we can add a little recommendation to it.
Right, reviews.
Yeah, reviews that brings kind of the conversation
Right.
to the website.
Right,
to the
like the
webpage.
community element to
Right.
it. Yeah.
So when someone lands on the page, to me, it's never about, oh, you just click checkout and done. It's like, what do you find out more? And this update allow us to continue that conversation with the customer. Like in store, sometimes I don't remember how we used travelers 6 different ways, like we did in the video, right? Now, when someone goes to the website, they will be able to see that, and it's exactly the same experience that you will get in store. Like we would do that.
That's true.
Yeah.
So like the website has become
Yeah.
more interactive in some
Yeah.
way, just like we have kind of worked for the store to be in a similar way, right?
So that's just a bonus update.
Bonus.
Yeah.
Yay.
Bonus update for the year.
One new website.
Yeah, one new website.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah,
it's a
thank
big
you.
one. Good job. So I think that's about it for this 2024 Yoseka Wrapped video.
Yes. Wow.
I hope you guys enjoyed the ride this year. Thank you for being here. Who watched 241 videos this year? Well, how many of you watched 241 YouTube videos this year? I don't know. I need to send you something if you did. You deserve a badge.
Yeah.
But truly, I mean, I think a lot of you actually have watched a lot of our YouTube videos because I read all the comments myself, so I know a lot of the comments and the handles are the same people, and I recognize you, and I really, really appreciate people who have helped us build our community and like be present in our community in that way, followed our story. It means so much to us, and yeah, it's the whole reason why we do make YouTube videos and why we did do Stationery Fest and why we work with brands because sometimes the brands don't always see for themselves this community. Like they can be a little removed from it because they're not always meeting you guys on their own. So we wanted to share that with the brands, like, hey, there's like this really strong community here and you should be able to experience that yourself too. So yeah, just thank you all so much for your passion and for being here with us, for following our story, for supporting our team and all of the work that they do. And yeah, it means a lot. Thank you for watching this video. We will surely be back in 2025 with new goals that we will love to share with you. We're talking a lot about those goals right now. Can't wait to clarify them. got a lot to do in our time off these next couple of weeks. And thank you all so much for an amazing 2024, for helping us accomplish all of these stats, all of our goals for the year. It's all made possible because of your support of Yoseka. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.